How can you set goals for 2020 for YouTube channel so you have a roadmap for success and focus on what is most important? That's what we're going to get into in this live stream today. If I reflect upon some of the things or some of the goals that I had last year, then some I was able to attain, but other times I got very distracted on things that were not so important, and so therefore I wasted my time. So you probably have some of those days or even some of those weeks where you have a goal to focus on, but then you spend most of your time, on social media or doing other things that are not really in alignment with your direct goals. So on this live stream, we want to focus more on how you can move the needle for YouTube channel. So one of the definitions of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. And it's easy to kind of get into a rut and do the same things over and over again. But if you set goals, and particularly SMART goals, then you can get great satisfaction out of achieving those goals. My name is Herman Drost. Happy New Year. And my channel is all about how to grow your audience on YouTube so you can use YouTube to generate traffic, leads, and sales on autopilot day after day, year after year. So you have evergreen sales funnels. So I want to welcome everybody here. We've got Harley, good to see you. Happy New Year to you. And we've got Wissam, and we've got Lillian here. So I think that when it comes to setting goals, it's easy to kind of just have a very nebulous goal or a very general goal, but then not make steps to achieve it. And then, at the end of the year, you're still left with the same goal, but you haven't taken steps to achieve that goal. So we want to have a look at how we can really move the needle, really make a big difference on our channels this year so that you can get more subscribers, you can get more views, you can make more sales, etc. So that's one of my goals. But so we're going to go over to the slides and go through like some step-by-step things you can do that can move the needle on your channel in 2020. So we're talking about YouTube goals for 2020 and how to move the needle for your channel. So some of the things that moved the needle for me last year was keyword research, because keyword research is really the foundation for a successful YouTube video. So if you hit upon the correct keywords and find the best keywords for, they're not too competitive, especially if you're a small channel, then you want to go for the less competitive keyword phrases. But if you come across a good keyword phrase that is not too competitive but gets a lot of search volume, that video can do really well. So keyword research I put number one because it really helped move the needle on my channel. And then thumbnails, I experimented with different thumbnails throughout the year. Change different backgrounds, change the fonts, change the text from left to right, put in less text, tried different expressions on my face, etc. And then I implemented the A/B testing feature from TUBEBUDDY, which is actually only in the legend option, the paid legend option. But I heard that YouTube may be coming out with a split testing feature. I don't know if it's this year or some other time. So thumbnails are big because if nobody clicks on the thumbnail, then all those hours you put into editing and filming and optimizing your video is going to be a waste of time if they're not going to click on your thumbnails. So thumbnails are super important, even especially going into 2020. And then titles is also has to match your thumbnails. So titles I put as another thing that moved the needle for me last year. So keyword research, researching proper keyword rich titles, but then also adding something to the title that motivates people to want to subscribe or motivates people to want to check out the video. And another thing was capitalizing on the top traffic sources. So looking at what are my top traffic sources, like where is the most traffic coming from on my channel, and then sort of double down on those particular topics, maybe create a video series and then put that in a playlist and link that playlist, you know, from different videos on my website, in the comments, etc. And then another one is trends. Moving around a bit here. So trends is also very important. So one of the trends, I think it was at the beginning of last year, was how to get, they changed YouTube changed the rules for the YouTube Partner Program from 10,000 views to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And I did a video on that, on how you can still generate revenue without AdSense ads. And that video did very well and still doing very well. And then I jumped on the trend, on the copper trend. That didn't do as well because, you know, if you come late on the trend, then probably your competitors and other people are the first ones to jump on a trend, and they tend to do well. So if you can jump on a trend or even recognize a trend ahead of time, that can bring tremendous growth to your channel. And then I also did live streams, helped. You know, if you want to speed up the watch time hours on your channel, you know, if you're a small channel and you want to get monetized, then live streams can help, because, you know, people that are on your live stream, if they're watching for 30 minutes or an hour, then you can get a lot of watch time in a very short amount of time. And then you can also rank your live streams. You don't have to edit your live streams. You know, it's all live, so it's going to be up on your channel. So I'm going to continue with live streams, and it's a good way to just connect with your subscribers and new people, and so they can ask questions live, etc. So I think it's a great way to connect with your audience, even though I think that regular videos tend to rank better than live streams, but I think doing both is a good way to go. So these are just some of the things that enabled me to move the needle for me last year. And I asked also in my Facebook group, and I don't know if Joan's here, but Joan Ferraro said, I went from posting once a week. Can move that. You know, just to show it like that. I went from posting once every week or to posting 2 to 4 times per week. I also learned not to create a playlist on days I publish, because then you're not competing with yourself for views. So this was something that Joan implemented and led to the growth of her channel. So what are some activities that don't move the needle? I just came up with a few points here. Reading endless newsletters and emails that don't change anything from your channel. Consuming irrelevant content on social media. It's easy to just go, you know, on social media and then you just kind of go down the rabbit hole, and before you know it, you've wasted an hour or two of your time for the day. Working endlessly on your channel, website look and layout. So you can spend ages, you know, trying to customize a channel banner or working on your website, organizing your office. I mean, I think these things are good, but they're not going to move the needle on your channel. So you can probably think of other things that are not going to actually move the needle. So because of those things, I think one of the big things to focus on is goals, and particularly SMART goals. So highly put in the chat stream there what this means. And so basically the SMART goals is a very popular way to make goals. So the emphasis is to be specific. So you want to be very specific. So I'll point out some examples a little bit later, but it has to be specific. So what do you want to focus on for this year? And this could be just for your channel, but you could have other goals as well for your, could be for your marriage, it could be for your community, for your health, etc. And measurable. You want to be able to have measurable goals. So how are you going to measure the progress of that goal? And you don't want to make it so large that it's going to be unattainable. So some people that, maybe you have a small channel, or maybe you just started a channel, and you think, well, my goal this year is to make 100,000 subscribers. Well, that's not very realistic, and I don't think it's very attainable. I mean, it could be attainable if you have a video that goes viral, or maybe you appear on the Today Show or on CNN or Fox or something like that. But the chances are that you're not going to attain such a lofty goal. But I do think that it's good to have like some kind of hairy goal out there that maybe you can't attain this year, but maybe you'll attain it within 2 or 3 years. So sometimes when you have a kind of a hairy, audacious goal, and you're going for that and envision that, then sometimes you can achieve that. So I think it's still a good thing to think about, having a vision for where you want your business, your channel to go. It also has to be relevant. So it should align to where you want your channel to go. So if you want to get a certain amount of subscribers, then so what's the point of getting new subscribers? Is it to have more freedom? Is it to pay your bills, etc.? So it should be relevant to the niche of your channel. And then T is time-based. So how long is it going to be to achieve that goal? So generally what I do is I'll have goals for the year, but then I also split them into quarters. So the first quarter, like January, February, March, April, or January, February, March. So maybe have a goal for the first 3 months, and then reflect on that goal, reflect at the end of 3 months. How are you doing? Are you getting closer to the goal? And make another determination for the next few months. So instead of having you could have a goal for the year, but then, to make it into bite-sized chunks and then reflect on it as you go through the year. Okay, so what are the benefits of setting SMART goals? So these are some of the things that I came up with. Creates a roadmap for success. So if you have a specific goal and you make plans on how to achieve it, then, it's like, say I want to go to New York, from Washington, D.C., then if I've never been there, then I'll pull out the map, or, get the GPS coordinates, and then the GPS will show me the shortest route to going to New York. And if I want to avoid all the tolls, I can put avoid the tolls and see how I can get there. So it creates a roadmap for success. It helps you to focus on what is most important. So instead of getting distracted, then if you have a goal in mind, then you can see what you're doing today or what you're doing this week aligns with the goal that you've set for the year or for the quarter. It clarifies decision making. So when you make a decision, then is that aligned with the goal that you set for the year? So it ensures what you're going to do, ensures how you're going to do it, and also gives you motivation. So when you get up in the morning, you think, well, what am I going to do today? Then you look at your goals that hopefully you've written down, and then ideas come to mind on how you can achieve that goal. So good idea is to write down the goals and have it, in sight somewhere on a whiteboard or either on the computer, on a sticky note or something like that. So when it's out of sight, it's out of mind. You'll lose sight of the goal. So it's very easy to do. And then when you achieve a goal, you get a lot of satisfaction. So I would say, reward yourself for making that goal. So you get a lot of personal satisfaction out of making the goal. So maybe your goal is to, make 60K this year, then, or, maybe it was that last year and you made it, then that gives you a great level of satisfaction that you achieved that goal. It's like, a soccer goal or a football goal. If you make that goal, it gives you a lot of satisfaction. So there's great benefits in setting SMART goals. Okay, here's an example of a SMART goal. So one of my hairy, audacious goals is to make 100,000 subscribers on my channel this year. But, if I look at my statistics from last year, I didn't get 50,000 last year. It took several years to make 50,000. So realistically, then, if I think about attainable, then 25,000 seems more attainable and more specific. And measurable would be I can just go into YouTube Analytics and I can see every day and every week and every month how my channel is doing. How I can measure the ways that my channel is growing. And then how am I going to attain that? I can achieve that by focusing on getting 2,000 subscribers per month approximately. And I can do this by making better content, designing better thumbnails, having a better hook. So all these different ways. And is it relevant? So it grows my channel. I can build my email list and I can generate leads and sales. So it kind of falls in line, aligns it with the ways to grow my business and pay the bills. And time-based, it'll be within 1 year. So if I break that down, then each quarter so I do 4s into 25, that's about 6,000 per quarter. So that's, I think that's attainable. But, it's good to have goals that maybe a little bit even more than what you may expect, what you may think you could attain. So that's why I say that, you can have a hairy, audacious goal, 100,000 subscribers, but then break it down to something that's attainable. So I think 25,000 is more realistic and more attainable. But I know that if a video goes semi-viral, you can get a lot more growth in a fast time. So Princess Lillian saying, is 10,000 subs realistic? Well, this is going to depend a lot on, if you look at your growth rate from last year, then, you know, how fast did you grow? And how often did you upload? And how many subscribers did you get each month? So I think when you look at the goal for this year, you want to kind of reflect upon last year, and maybe you can, you know, if you're uploading more often, or, you know, have certain things in place to grow your channel, maybe doing collaborations or guest posts or something like that, then it could be realistic. So I can't say, Lillian, if that's realistic, but, you know, just take a look at your statistics and see if, you know, statistics that are on your YouTube analytics, and see if that's a realistic goal for your channel for this year. And then Harley saying, yeah, based on your history, what you're willing to do, change to achieve it. So, you know, yeah, you might try something very new. Sometimes when you try something completely new, it could bomb, or it could really generate a lot of growth. So it's definitely worth experimenting with what you can do. So yeah, make sure it's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, realistic, and time-based. Here's another example. So another goal is 5,000 per month, you know, from using the YouTube platform to generate leads and sales. So measurable, this is how it's going to, you know, how am I going to do it? So if I divide the 5,000 by 30 days in a month, hope my math is right here, then it's like $166 per day. And then I have an ebook for 47. So 166 divided by 47 is like 3 ebooks per day. So that's, you know, that's doable, as long as, you know, if you keep on building your email list and promoting your ebook in different ways. And then I also have a video course, $39 a month. So there's 4 memberships a day. It's another way to do it. Coaching, 147. So if I was doing coaching every day, it'll be like I could just do 1 coaching call per day. But is it attainable? Well, I think it's more attainable if I bundle or stack different income streams. So I could even add, because I do make a lot of money from affiliate programs, so I could add more affiliate programs, or create another product. So, but, you know, stacking or bundling different income streams make my specific goal attainable. And is it relevant? Yes, it is, because it generates passive income, builds my business, creates freedom, and then I can travel because I'm generating passive income while I'm sleeping, while I'm traveling, if I'm sick, etc. You know, it still generates income. So, and then time-based, that I can do that within 1 year. So the whole idea of the SMART goal is that you're breaking down the goal that you have. You know, it could be, how can I get more clients? Well, if I want to get more clients, how many clients per week do I wish to get, and what am I going to do to get those clients? And, you know, what kind of systems am I going to have in place? So the whole idea is to really look at the different things you can do to make your goal a reality. question for you. What are your goals for YouTube? So put your goal for your channel in the chat stream, or if you're watching the replay, then put them in the comments, and maybe you can look back on them at the end of the year and see if you attain that. So what are your 2020 goals for YouTube? I asked this in my Facebook group, and Bastian said to grow and improve our channel with the aim to monetize it. So I guess my next question would be, to do with SMART goals is how are you going to measure that? How are you going to attain it? Is it realistic? And what's the time frame? Dahlia said, be able to monetize my YouTube channel and have at least 4,000 watch hours. So how are you going to attain that? What are the steps to achieve that? How are you going to do that in each video? Talolo says 10,000 subscribers. So the question would be, what are you doing on your channel? Are you going to change your artwork? Are you going to improve your thumbnail? Are you going to, how are you going to build your audience? What are the things to build your audience, etc. Dion Sanders says to make a full-time income, 75 to 120 grand while working 10 to 25 hours a week. Wow, that seems like a very lofty goal. But I don't know his background. Maybe he has a huge business background, and maybe he's close to that. So that I'd say that's a very lofty goal, but I would like to see the breakdown on how he's measuring that, how he's going to attain that. What is his plan to achieve that? And then Lisa, I don't know if you can see that there, but Lisa's saying that I'm aiming for 100,000 subscribers, almost halfway there. So kind of the same boat as me, she must have about 50,000 subscribers, and maybe she has got them, last year. Took me a few years to get there, but I think the big thing is that you believe in your goal, it's realistic, and you put the processes in place to achieve that goal. And this is from my YouTube community tab. Hertoon Technical says, open my new vlog channel. So that's his goal. Get more subscribers, which, maybe it is Luke the Funny Guy. So that's kind of funny because it's too general. It's a goal that it's maybe a good goal, but you want to make it more specific. Is it relevant to what you want to achieve for your channel? Is you want to build a business? What's the goal of your channel? And also, Jay here says reach 300 subscribers. So why do you want to reach 300 subscribers? Is it just a vanity goal? How does it align with your business plan? Sibon Platt says, get my monetization application approved. So looks like he's achieved the monetization goal, but it has not really been approved. So he's looking forward to that. And Motion says, reach 100 subscribers. And I don't know if you can see that workshop at the garden says, finish the rebranding and hit 1,000 subscribers. So he wants to rebrand his channel and hit 1,000 subscribers. So I think that's, a very attainable goal. Okay, Harley's saying he took the plunge and said, I thought about not setting 2020 goals yet. My 2000 goals were to upload on a consistent schedule. All right. And 2, have a product ready to promote in 2020. Mostly did number 1, missed number 3. Oh, Didn't achieve 2. So number 3, where's number 3? I didn't see number 3 there, Harley. Yeah, so having a product ready to promote. I think the big thing is there, I was working on my course and ebook, and I thought, I had a lot of time to update the course, etc. But, other things got in the way, and in this last week, I didn't really put any time into working on my course, and I did a little bit of work on the ebook. So I think the big thing for me is that instead of looking at what you didn't achieve, is to look at the progress that you make, because you want to think positive and look at how did you progress towards the goals. So I think that's okay, missed 3 uploads. Yeah, so I think you did pretty well, Harley, because you were consistent and you made progress. So that's the main thing. And Lillian is saying that I intend to upload consistently this year. So my question to you, Lillian, is how often you're going to upload. Is it going to be once a week, twice a week, once a month? The key is to be consistent, but then you have to choose a particular schedule. So I'm thinking that this year I want to focus more on some products, and also I want to focus a little bit more on creating YouTube video ads and kind of testing them. So I'm probably not going to upload as much as last year. I was uploading 3 times a week. Sometimes it was kind of stressful. So I may actually go back to just uploading twice a week, one regular video, and definitely do the live streams on once a week as well. And then I'm thinking, if I do upload 3 times a week, instead of doing like a 10-minute video or 7-minute video, I could choose something like a Tech Thursday and do like a 2-minute tech tips or something like that. So that's something I was thinking about, but definitely be uploading twice a week, because we want to keep on a regular schedule. So definitely has to be realistic and in alignment with all your other goals. Okay, got some tips to attain your goals. So these are some things that I thought of that might be helpful. You want to begin with the end in mind. So think about, like, if you transform yourself to the end of next year, then what is your goal? Maybe like December 31st, 2020. Like what was your goal for this year? Just like last year, 2019. Begin with the end in mind. So what is the goal that you want to achieve at the end of the year, and then work backwards. Set a goal for the first quarter of the year. So I think instead of, it's good to have a yearly goal, but have a goal for the first quarter of the year so that it's easier to attain. So maybe like January, February, March, what goal do you have by the end of March? And then keep your goals in sight. So write down your goals, put on a piece of paper, and pin it to your notice board, pin it on the wall, put on a post-it note, stick it to your computer. But have it in sight. So I notice when it's not in sight, I tend to forget about it, and I'll go into my office and I won't sort of reflect on the goals that I wish to achieve. So out of sight, out of mind, then your goals, have to be in sight. And then you want to create an action plan. How are you going to achieve that goal? What are the steps to break it down? So just like in those examples I showed, if you want to get, say, 25,000 subscribers, then what is the monthly goal? What are the steps you're going to achieve that? So are you going to improve on your thumbnails, on your hook, on your engagement, on your outreach, on your promotion, etc.? So working towards you achieving your goals every day. So when you get up in the morning, what are the 3 things today that you're going to be working on that will move you towards achieving that goal? And then, those 3 goals should be, those 3 things you're going to work on should be focusing on what's most important. Because if you have a goal and you don't make it, it's easy to be kind of discouraged. So you want to focus on most important, and then to track your goals. Maybe put them in a spreadsheet, see how far you're getting, and then maybe each week you can reflect on what you accomplished. So one way to do that would be to keep a journal. Some people keep a journal, so when they arrive in their office every morning, they just write in their journal, what are the things that help them to achieve their goal. Or they might put down a time log. Where am I spending most of my time during the day? Is it on social media, or am I really working towards achieving my monetary goals? And then you want to focus on the progress that you're making, not the gap. So say, for instance, you have a goal of 25,000 subscribers by the end of the first quarter, and you only make, say, 10,000. So you could get discouraged, or you could say, focusing on the progress instead of the gap that, between the 10 and the 25. So instead you could say, hey, I did pretty well because I made progress towards achieving that. So I think that's a good thing to think about and to focus on, instead of the gap, or what you didn't achieve. I think it's also good to balance with other goals in your life. So not just focus on one goal, which could be just your channel, because your whole life is not just focus on the YouTube channel, though sometimes it seems that way. But what are the other goals? Do you have maybe you have a goal to get fit. Maybe you have a dietary goal. Maybe you have a friendship goal. Maybe you have relationship goals. Maybe you have goals for your extended family. Maybe you have a goal for your house. Put another roof on your house. Or my wife has always got some goals for things that need to be done around the house. So and a lot of them haven't been done last year. So keep balanced with your other goals in your life, and then don't be too attached to your goals. Have a high intention to achieve your goal, but don't become so attached that when you don't achieve your goal, then you get discouraged, get depressed. So I think have a high intention to achieve it, but a low attachment. So it shouldn't be everything. So I think that last one is a great reminder to myself not to be so attached, but to keep looking at your goals and see how you're doing. Okay, and Harley's saying that the goals I thought about for this year is to reduce the number of videos so I can spend more time on product and email list development. Absolutely, yeah, that's one of my goals too. That's why I'm thinking to reduce number of videos I upload, because sometimes I find that it gets a little bit stressful to keep up like 3 videos a week, and therefore the quality could be lacking, because sometimes I'll upload a video knowing I could probably create a better thumbnail because I only spent like 10 minutes on the thumbnail, or didn't spend any time on a better hook or better engagement, could have removed some things in the editing process. So I think focusing on a quality video instead of the quantity of videos. I know a lot of people in my niche, they just upload once a week. So it's definitely possible. So I think I'm focusing more this year on quality rather than quantity. And as Harley's goal is more time at product email list development. So I think the email list development is great because your email list is what belongs to you. You know, you own the email list where you don't own YouTube, you don't own Instagram, etc. So creating a product, developing an email list so you can recommend your products and services. So yeah, great one. And then Lillian's saying that we're uploading twice a week. That's a good achievement. Even once a week for the next 52 weeks seems tight. Yeah, so probably for several years now, I've uploaded videos 3 times a week. So I think that's really helped for the growth of my channel. But if I'm really honest, there's quite a number of videos that I uploaded that didn't really move the needle. You know, some videos I put a lot of time into, but my audience wasn't so interested in it, so that didn't get much traffic to them. So I think it's a great idea to really know your audience, what they're looking for, and I think you also got to look at new people that are coming onto your channel, as well as the people that are already subscribed to your channel. So mixing up your content for new subscribers, because 90% of my traffic comes from non-subscribers, but the people that watch my videos on a regular basis, you know, within the first 24 to 48 hours comes from subscribers. So that gives you a strong view velocity in the first hour, first 24 to 48 hours. So basically you have to kind of appeal to these two different types of audiences. So I think that, for you, Lillian, I think if you can keep up, I think the least you should do is really once a week. So whether it's every Monday or Wednesday, etc. So, but, you know, and then the way to do that is to batch script and batch film your videos. So if you can batch film 2 videos instead of 1, then you have a video ready to go in the can, ready for the following week. So if you can be 1 week ahead of schedule, then it's not so stressful to come up with a video next week. And then also to keep like a running list of ideas. So my next video that'll be coming out on Monday is how to come up with an endless stream of video ideas for your future videos. So I think that, you know, you want to keep up, build a content calendar that you can always have new ideas that you can create your future videos for. Okay, moving along. So have a high intention to achieve your goals, but don't be too attached to your goals, and keep a balance. Okay, here's some important things to keep in mind. And this refers to the SMART goals, you know, and the R is relevant, realistic. So avoid making the goals you can't keep. So you got to keep them relevant, got to keep them realistic. Schedule a time to revisit your goals. So I would say at least look at the goals that you've written down and revisit them once a week to see if you're staying on track. Because when you lose sight of your goals, then you can spend a lot of time just doing things that are very busy but not moving you towards your goal. Start with areas you're already good at. You know, instead of trying something new, look at the things that are doing really well. So like, what are the videos on your channel that have got a lot of traffic? So double down on those videos, maybe approach that topic at a different angle. And if it continues to do well, try to come up with a whole bunch of topics and create a whole video series around it. Because you know that, you know, instead of creating a whole new topic, you know that topic does really well. So why not capitalize on that topic? And then another great thing about goals is when you have a goal and you don't, you're not always highly motivated to do something, but when you take action, then the motivation often kicks in. Um, so if you have a goal, then it's easier to be motivated, where to achieve that. And just something that is important is success is what you consistently focus on. So what you focus on, if you focus on your goals every day or every week, then that's going to give you step by step or steps towards achieving that goal and giving you a lot of satisfaction. So I wrote down kind of a short list of things that will help me move the needle in 2020. So number one is creating awesome content. So I wrote down on my whiteboard, offer or give so much value that viewers have to watch the videos. So instead of just throwing up some content there, really try to make the videos so that people want to watch it all the way through. So creating really awesome content that your viewers want to watch, making better thumbnails. So I'm still not happy with my thumbnails, so I'm probably going to experiment some more in 2020 to get a higher click-through rate. Because if you get a high click-through rate, and this is one of the things you should focus on to grow your channel, is to increase your click-through rate. So the standard click-through rate is between 2 and 4%. So if you can get above 4%, or get as high as 20%, for instance. I know that the guys over at vidIQ, they the reason their channel grew so fast over the last years, they changed their thumbnails and or they experimented with different thumbnails. So I think that's a good thing to think about, is like, or maybe have some graphic designer create a thumbnail template that you can create your future thumbnails on. So if you do that, then if you have a great thumbnail, then people click on your thumbnail, then YouTube will surface more of your thumbnail to other people on the YouTube channel, other people's channels. Write better titles. So I think titles that are keyword rich, but also have an emotional trigger that triggers people to want to click on the thumbnail. So you want to trigger, what is the, your thumbnail and your title should try to convey curiosity. So if you can inspire curiosity, then people are more curious to want to click on your thumbnail, watch your video. Improve engagement. So how to have a better hook. Should I remove the introduction? Should I? And I've been experimenting with this lately, is to kind of tease people at the beginning of the video, show them what you're going to tell them, and then go into what you're telling them. So for instance, say it was how to get more views on YouTube. So then you show like 3 points, like quick flashes at the beginning, what they're going to receive in the video, and then tell them to stay tuned to get more detailed description of what you just showed in your introduction. So if you can keep people engaged in the first 30 to 60 seconds of your video, then it's more likely that they're going to watch all the way through your video. So I think the hook is really important. So work on the hook. Okay, and Lillian's saying, I have videos and topics, but scripting them is slow. They're recorded outside in the garden. Yes, I think scripting is a big thing. I think just jotting down bullet points, and as you're working out in your garden, you might think about, what I could put in my video, and then maybe on the notes app on your phone, or if you have a little notebook in your pocket or so, then write down some of the things. So sometimes when you're working in the garden, you might have some ideas that could go into your video, and then jot them down on a piece of paper on your phone. So, like when I go for a bike ride every day or go for a run, then ideas come to mind. I quickly put them down on my notes app, and then try to incorporate them in my content calendar or in future videos. So, but I think bullet points are great, and so that helps with the scripting. And Asadi saying that's totally new in this field and so much confused about what I should do. I have not any skill. I would say, look at the things you're most interested in, things you most have a passion for. Maybe it's soccer. Lillian's, it's gardening. It could be fitness. It could be, write down the things that really you're interested in, that you're passionate about, and maybe if you haven't started a channel, then think about those things and then do some research. But in the meantime, look at the videos on my channel on how to grow your channel, how to start a channel, and that will give you some ideas. And also join my Facebook group. You can join the group and then ask questions and get feedback from other people in the group. Okay, some other points is to double down on the videos that are performing well. So looking at your top traffic sources, go into YouTube Analytics, and then look at the, I think it's the Reach tab or the Overview tab, and I'll show you the top videos, top videos on your channel that are doing well, and then look at the traffic sources. Is it coming from Google search? Is it coming from YouTube search? Is it coming from suggested videos? Is it coming from external sources? So when I drill down into the videos that are performing the best, it's coming from Google search. So I probably want to, so this year I want to spend more time being more consistent, posting transcripts and embedding my video on my blog, because I know that has contributed to a lot of traffic on my YouTube channel. And then also doing more collaborations. So I've kind of put that off, but I've done a few collaborations last year, so I want to do more collaborations because I can then introduce my content to a different audience, and then the person I'm collaborating with can introduce their content to my audience. So doing more collaborations is another way to grow your channel. And then repurposing my content. So I mentioned about being more consistent about creating a transcript and embedding the video on my blog. So because I know that Google search gave me the most traffic to my YouTube channel. So therefore, I want to repurpose my content. So I'll be uploading less videos, but then repurposing more. So probably my blog, Instagram. I might even take and this is one thing you can do, is to take out the audio and make it post your audio, your MP3 audio on iTunes and other podcasting sites. So that's another thing you can do. So expanding your audience. And another thing I want to do is create more irresistible offers. So more ebooks, courses, maybe starting Patreon, because Patreon, you can actually link, if you're a YouTube partner, you can link to your Patreon page from your YouTube videos and the cards and the end screens. So, Harley, can you put that Facebook group link in the chat stream? Appreciate that. So yeah, creating irresistible offers. And then the last one, I don't know if you can see, last one is creating more focused lead magnets. So building an email list. So the lead magnet means that you're offering a free cheat sheet, offering a free ebook, offering a free worksheet, something like that in your video for people to subscribe to email lists. So then you're building up the email list that is something that you own. So that's kind of one of my goals too, like Harley, is to build up an email list. Have probably about 4,000 subscribers on my email list. So I want to build that up. Actually, this morning, I just went into my Aweber email provider, and I probably removed about 300 people that had subscribed but hadn't opened, the no opens for the last, I think, 3 or 4 months. So I just deleted all those people that had not opened my email. So you don't want to be paying for an email list provider of people that are not open your email. So I think, especially, and I was going to do this at the end of the year, but I decided to do it today, is to remove people from your list that are no longer subscribe to email lists. So you don't want to be paying a monthly fee for people that are not active on your email. So those are just some of the things to really focus on. So if you've got any questions on that, on what I shared today about setting goals, moving the needle for your channel, put them in the chat. And then I just wanted to also, if you, here's the link. So I got the YouTube marketing ebook at TUBEBUDDY. It's recently been updated, so it's about 200 pages that contain screenshots, how to start a channel, how to do keyword research, how to edit your video, how to promote your video, all these things. And then TubeBuddy is a great keyword research tool. So if you upgrade to the paid version, then use Herman's Buddy as the promo code to get 20% off. And then if you want to create better thumbnails, then take a look at Thumbnail Blaster. You can split test your thumbnails. You can create great thumbnails. So take a look at that one. That's really handy. And if you want to create lead magnets where you can send people to an email list, then a great software to rapidly create ebooks, and even from your blog posts or from your Facebook posts, is something called Designer. So check that out. If I got a special there that you can quickly create email stunning ebooks, in like 30 seconds to like 2 minutes. And there's the join the Facebook group to get feedback on your thumbnails, to interact with like-minded members, and to ask questions. So those are just some of the things that, some resources there. So if you've got any other questions, put them in the chat, or if you're watching a replay, put them in the comments. But I think when it comes down to goals, and I'm kind of talking to myself, is to keep them in a place where you can review them every day. So recently I got a whiteboard. I'm going to have my goals up on my whiteboard, probably have it on a piece of paper or on a sticky note, etc. Then to refer to those goals. And then I would say also, if you don't have um, a plan yet, then to just do a brain dump of things you want to achieve this year, and then kind of go to like a Google Excel or Google document, and then look at the ways that you can the plan, kind of SMART goals, ways that you can achieve that goal. So even if it's just one goal, it could be just one goal, and keep it simple, because I tend to have too many goals. Even if you have one goal that you can make progress towards, even if you don't achieve it this year, but you made progress towards achieving it. So if my goal is 100,000 subscribers, because I have 50,000 now, so another 50 this year, even though I don't make it, but I know that I'll make progress towards achieving it, and maybe I'll achieve it next year. So I think something to keep in mind is to focus on the progress instead of the gap that you maybe, between the goal and what you achieved. But if you make a goal, so at the end of the first quarter, then definitely celebrate. Maybe take your wife or your friend out for a cup of coffee or watch a movie or whatever, celebrate, travel, etc. So I think you have to really look at, what's the purpose of creating a YouTube channel? Is it to have more freedom? Is it to, is it to travel? Is it to pay the bills? My goal really is that I wanted to have freedom to generate passive income from my YouTube channel, so I can travel more, so I can also pay the bills, pay the mortgage, and also help my kids, etc., with what they are doing, and maybe also donate to organizations which are doing great things. So ideally, you want to make an impact on other people's lives. And I think what gives me the greatest joy is when you help somebody and you see what you've advised to them and they've taken action on, see the results of what they've achieved. So it's a good time. It's a good time, beginning of the year, to kind of revisit your goals. Don't spend hours and hours, but maybe over the course of the weekend or a week, kind of refine and reflect on your goals, and then make it concrete, make it measurable, make it relevant, make it specific, and then make a plan to achieve them. So thanks everybody for attending today's live stream, and I wish you the best for 2020, and I really hope that you can achieve your goals. And then if you have any questions about how to achieve them, or have any other questions, put them in the comments, put them in the Facebook group. And I think we're all here to help out each other, how to do really well and to kind of speed up the growth process. And Lillian says, I have questions on ebooks, how to write, but I've searched for you for over years and able to understand it. Perhaps one day it will click. You can post that on the Facebook group, Lillian. I think one of the easiest ways is to go on a Canva, or if you're on a Mac, you can just create ebook. You can even create an ebook from your Google Documents. Just create a Google Doc and then save it as a PDF file, and then you can just go on Fiverr and just pay somebody $5 to create a beautiful graphic for your ebook, and then it's done. So that's one way to do it. Sadi says, okay guys, want to join such kind of YouTube, Facebook groups where relevant online courses to learn. Yeah, so definitely welcome to join my Facebook group, Tube Video Bootcamp. Put your question there about other relevant uh, groups, maybe about online courses. I have a friend that just focuses on providing, learning, creating tutorials about online courses. So definitely ask in there. Okay, everybody, have a great weekend. Have a great 2020, and I'll see you in the next video or live stream. Take care.